Yo, what's up? It's your boy Currency 365. Hope you guys are doing well. Legends never die, they stay in our hearts. If you want to support us, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also you can come down here and hit the join button under the video or in our channel section. And you can also join our Patreon, patreon.com/currency365. And we also have Cash App and also PayPal for support if you want to sow some seeds. Peace out. God bless. Enjoy the video and keep the movement going. Legends. Bye. All right, all right. Welcome back to Currency 365. Hope you guys are doing well. All right, so let's talk about the Iraqi dinar. Because we don't talk about it like that almost ever on this channel anymore, right? Unless it's Dorsey, unless I'm putting up a Dorsey video, um, uh, or or I haven't heard Breitling hasn't made a video in a long time, so I haven't posted a Breitling video in a while. Um, or a Shella video, right? If it's not Shella or Dorsey or Breitling or anybody else or TC or something like that, or one of the old Benny videos, then I'm not really talking about the dinar on this channel, right? You can find that on Patreon, but we're not doing it over here. But either way, there's a lot of rumbles going on with this, not being able to exchange in America thing, and people are having visions of exchanging overseas and in London and other places in Europe and stuff like that. So that just by hearing these types of dreams and thing, people giving these prophetic warnings and words and stuff that it's just not, it's going to be hard to exchange in America. And we see it. I mean, if you're watching the Iraqi news and Iraqi stuff, you see that America's putting sanctions on a lot of the Iraqi banks. So yeah, it's going to be hard to exchange in America. I mean, that's just because most of the banks in America see that the U.S. Treasury are putting sanctions on the Iraqi banks, right? On these Iraqi banks that are funding a lot of the I'm not gonna say, I can't use it. We can't really use a T word anymore on YouTube. So, um, but they're funding a lot of these Iranian backed militias and stuff like that, and so and I guess a lot of the Hamas people, I guess, as well. So, and Iran, right? So they're funneling money into these things, and they're funding these people. So that's why a U.S. Treasury are putting sanctions on a lot of these banks, right? So that's the reason why people are seeing that we're going to have a hard time exchanging in America. But God never told us that we wouldn't be able to exchange in America, though, right? Not one time did he tell us that we're not going to be able to exchange, right? He might have said it might be difficult in the beginning, couple of weeks until the banks get a grip on things, and maybe some of these sanctions come off, or some of the banks say, yeah, we want to make some money. We need to make some money here. Let's get the exchange. While these other banks don't want to do exchange, we can make a whole bunch of money off of exchange fees if we do the exchange, right? So some banks will do the exchange. In my opinion, I don't think every bank is not going to exchange. I believe that there will be banks that will exchange in America because they're going to take advantage of the fees that they're going to be able to get from the exchange fees, and also having people put money in their bank accounts, right, in their banks. They're going to have people put money in their banks, right. Now others are not going to accept it because of the U.S. Treasury putting sanctions on these Iraqi banks and stuff like that. Now, how long is that going to last? We don't know how long the sanctions will last, because if the when the Iranian proxies and militias surrender, then they surrender, right, and then they go back to their countries, and they all powers removed from them. So those sanctions are not going to have to last too long. Maybe they'll last a week or two or three, and then after that they surrendered already, right? So they're done, right? They'll be finished, and so The Iraq will be handed back over to the good, to the, I guess you want to call them good guys, but they're not really good guys. I mean, who's really a good guy in Iraq? But anyway, except for the citizens, right? We don't call the citizens bad people. Um, but either way, you know, what I mean, a new group of people will be there, and the citizens will have their power back. So maybe that's when, maybe it might take 3 weeks for us to actually fully exchange with the banks. Maybe, you know, maybe. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But people are having dreams that they have to go to Europe and fly into London and stuff to exchange, man. This is getting ridiculous and it's getting crazy, man. I'm not saying that those people are ridiculous. I'm saying that the way the world is right now is just ridiculous, man. They won't let you do things that are normal anymore. Have y'all noticed that? Like you can't make money. They don't want you to make money in Shiba Inu. They don't want you to make money in this token. They don't want you to make money in that. When did politicians and cabal elites care about us making money in stocks and cryptos, man? They have sent the stock market up significantly over the last 20 years, right? So all of a sudden, they now care about us making money in Shiba Inu, and they're stopping Shiba Inu from making us money, and they're stopping this, and they're stopping Ethereum, and they're stopping Jasmine coin. They're trying to stop Jet. They're trying to stop this, and they're stopping that. It's like, it doesn't need. It's like, don't y'all have other better things to do? You know what I mean? It's like, it's crazy. They're stopping gold. And they're suppressing the crap out of silver for eternity. It seems like, even though that's not going to last too much longer. But it's like, man, when did the cabal elites care about retail people and trying to stop them from making money? Like, that's crazy. Like, that's their whole agenda now. And it's like, we must stop these guys. I mean, we must stop the wealth transfer. We must stop the global reset, and introduce our own reset, which is the great reset. You know, after calling the global reset a scam. Remember, they were calling the global reset a scam. If you guys have been here a long time, we were talking about the global reset. All of a sudden, oh, the global reset, that's a scam, scam, global reset, scam. Oh, we introduced the great reset. This is not a scam. This is our way of the future. It's just, this is ridiculous, right? It's ridiculous. I mean, what bullcrap, you know what I mean? Years of calling the global reset a scam, and then they come out with the great reset. I mean, unbelievable how crazy that is, right? And so it's like, man, these guys are warring against retail people, right? And investors now. That's what their main objective is now. Is a war against the retail. Put people like Gary Gensler in office positions so that he can war against retail. Put the bankers and the Wall Street uh, firms warring against AMC and GME now. This is ridiculous. Like, these guys are. I mean, if you're worth 30, 40, what are you doing fighting retail? If you're worth 30, 40 billion dollars, that's how you know these people are puppets and enslaved to other masters and stuff. These guys have 30, 40, supposedly 30, 40 billion dollars, and you care about what people in AMC and GME are making. You care, like, you care to the point where you're going beyond and above to make sure retail people don't make $50,000 or $100,000 off of AMC, and you're sitting over there with $300 billion in assets. Really? That's your main focus then, right? And it's just mind blowing that that is their actual focus. That is, now they're focused on Doquan and cryptos. Like, really? You guys are worth billions of dollars and you're focused on Doquan and cryptos? Like, it's just crazy. It's almost laughable. Like, what happened to these cabal elites? What happened to the elites? You know? Like, they're literally trying to, they're literally telling the WEF and other entities to go after Satoshi and go after this and go after that. It's like, really? That's how low you got? You got nothing better else to do? So it's the same thing here with the dinar, right? So when the dinar revalue, when the dinar, when the militias are finally taken out and they surrender, right, in the grave surrender, however way they do it, either choked out by their financials or Israel does their thing, does the prophetic boom, then then all of a sudden, America's going to be American banks and American cabal will be pissed off that this thing actually happened because they don't want it. Most of them don't want it to happen, right? There's an elite group that want it to happen, and but there are a few, and then there's the elite group that don't want it to happen, right? Because once again, they care so much about people becoming wealthy because it goes against their agenda of the 2030 agenda to enslave everybody, right? So they hate that people are getting wealthy. They hate people getting wealthy in cryptos. They hate people getting wealthy in the stock market. They hate now the stock market is a deception because they're pumping that up artificially to make an illusion that people are having wealth in their 401k and so that they don't touch their 401k, they don't pull money out. Because when things are going up, you don't want to touch anything, you just want to let it ride. And then boom, everything crashes on, and everybody's gonna, like 90% of the people who have a 401k and a Roth IRA probably at the peak of next year's bull cycle are gonna lose, could literally lose everything, right? As they crash this system and go into the new digital systems. So, oops, my bad, right? And that could be next year, right? And so, we gotta we gotta watch out for that, right? So that could be next year. A lot of people are hinting that it could be next year. They're seeing signs that it's next year on that. So, those people with the 401ks or at Roth IRA have been investing for 20 years, 30 years, 15 years in their company. They're like, man, I'm about to in 15 years, I'm out of here. I'm gonna have I'm gonna have $3 million in my account. I'm good. I'm gonna go retire, and then all of a sudden, boom, next year it could all be wiped clean, right? And so a lot of people have been talking about that on the internet, to be careful with your 401ks and Roth IRAs and stuff, because that's the plan. The plan is to make you fall asleep, right? By pumping the markets, make you fall asleep, and then let it go, right? And then wipe you guys all out. That's the whole plan. And that's why a lot of people aren't pulling out of their 401k right now. The markets are going up and up and up and up and up. That if you say, "Hey man, get your money out of the 401k," they'll laugh at you, right? You crazy, man. The market's too good, too sweet. Yeah, that's exactly what they want. They want you to keep your money, all your money in there, and then they're gonna wipe everybody clean, right? When they change over. If you know a new system is coming, why would you have your money in a 401k Roth IRA? If you know a new system is coming, the digital system is coming, right? And they're gonna end this fiat system. They're gonna go into a digital system, and then they're gonna try to bring out their digital dollar or whatever, right? Maybe we were praying against it, and Trump says he's gonna not gonna bring that out during his time. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. We don't know. But eventually it's coming out. It's gonna come out maybe 2030, right? So who knows, right? Um, so, but eventually they're going over to the new system now. Whenever the digital dollar comes out is whenever it comes out, but the new system is coming. Most people believe it's next year at the peak of the bull cycle, right? Of the crypto bull cycle. So we'll see how this thing plays out. But man, can you imagine once they crash this system and then bring in the new system? Man, everybody that was up millions of dollars in their 401k because the market just kept going up and up and up and up, didn't pull out anything and didn't cash out anything, and because you got to pay big fat penalties and fines. I don't care. If I'm up $7 million in my 401k because the markets just go up and up and up and up and up, I'm cashing out. Like, I don't give a crap. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna take the penalty. I don't care. Like, I'm cashing out. I'm not. I know that a new system's coming, and my money could go to zero immediately, and the dollar could lose 30% of its value as well. So I'm not. I wouldn't. I'm not staying in there. Right? That's just me. But everybody has a chance to do whatever they want to do. They can go to seek the Lord about all these things, and maybe God will tell you, no, stay in it and wait till I tell you to get out, right? So it's all depending on what's going to happen. But thank God there is the dinar. The dinar is here, and I pray that we're all going to be able to exchange properly, And don't get greedy, because they're gonna get you with these. They're gonna try to get you with. They're not gonna get you, because we pray against that, but they're gonna try to get you with a lot of the greed stuff, right? And so don't be greedy at all. Don't get greedy. Don't get greedy. Don't get greedy. There's gonna be so many things that they're gonna be putting out, to try to get you to come in with greed, right? Um, so let's say most of the places that you try to go to is not accepting the dinar because of the U.S. sanctions on these banks and private banks in Iraq, and they say no, we're not dealing with that. We know we're revalued, but we're not dealing with it. You go to the next bank, we're not dealing with it. You go to this next bank, we're not dealing with it. I'm sorry. And then you go to a dinar site and they say the banks aren't letting you exchange. That's bull. We will help you exchange immediately. Come to our hotel, and come to our conference in the hotel, and exchange your dinars there. You'll hand over your dinars, and we'll mail you back the high rates, and you'll be fine. You're like, well, can you just exchange it right here with me? Right in front of me? No, we can't do that. We don't have the equipment to do that. We have to take it back into our warehouses, and then we have the people, the professionals, to exchange it, and then they will send it to your address that you give us. You'll never see those people again, right? So those are some of the things that are going to be happening. Unfortunately, they're going to tell you to call the 1-800 number. They're going to tell you to call, you know what I mean? They go to whatever that place is in Las Vegas. Um, all these stupid stuff, right? They're gonna make up all these stories on exchange with us. If the banks aren't letting you exchange with us. Exchange here, exchange there, and but it's not really an exchange. You're giving up your dinars, and in a hope to get back dinars through the mail, or through electronic payments. We'll electronically put it into your bank account. Give us your bank account, and then they wipe out your bank account as well. So not only do you not get your dinars into your, and they just wipe out your bank account as well, since you gave them all your information in your bank account. So this is the stuff that's going to be happening, right? And so it's a lot more than that. The things that I'm not even going to talk about, that are because I can't talk about it. So that's for the kingdom people to pray about. But there's a lot of things that are going to be happening. But the banks, there will be some banks that will allow you to exchange. Okay, there will be some banks. Not all the banks are going, unless God changes it up and says no. All banks are not going to allow us to exchange, and we will have to go to Europe, or Mexico, or somewhere else to exchange. If God tells us that, then He tells us that. That's what we're going to have to do. Then we might have to go up to Canada, or Europe, or whatever, to exchange, right? I'm not trying to fly to Europe. I'd rather just go to Canada or Mexico, right? They're right there, right? Um, so we'll see how this plays out, but right now, I didn't get anything from that, and most people have not gotten that either. Most people have gotten, yes, we are going to have difficulty exchanging in the beginning because the banks are not going to be prepared all the way, or they're going to be angry, or they're going to be nervous because the U.S. Treasury has a lot of the Iraqi banks under sanctions right now, and so they're not going to want to deal with that or get in the way of the U.S. Treasury. And so it might take a couple of weeks before that's all settled out, before we can exchange. Okay. So in the meantime, you're going to see all of the scammers come out of pocket. That's why I'm probably, when the dinar revive, I'm just going to shut everything down, and I don't even want to look at the dinar community. I don't want to look at any of that stuff. I'll make my posts and celebrate with everybody on there. But that's it. I'm not looking at any of this stuff. I'll be on my Patreon, right? And we'll be guiding people there. We're not going to be on any of the outlets, because we know that the scammers are going to be coming out of the woodwork, and many of them are going to be paid by the cabal to snatch your wealth transfer out of your hand, right? And it's going to be an awful time environment while the banks are trying to settle this thing and get the exchange ready. It might take 3 weeks for them to do it, so that's a long time for an RV to happen, and then 3 weeks to exchange in America. That could be possible, right? Could take 2 to 3 weeks, and in the meantime, there's gonna be all types of scammers out there, doing promotional stuff. They might even do YouTube ads and stuff. I mean, it's gonna be crazy, right? So they're gonna try to get that dinars out of your hand, right? So be careful, folks. You waited this long. Don't let them take your dinars out of your hands, and don't be greedy. Any when somebody when even at the bank, if they give you something and you say, man, this is being greedy, then you know it's wrong, right? And don't do it, right? So don't do it. You know, ask yourself, am I being greedy right now? If you are, you're probably gonna lose a lot of money. All right. Don't be greedy. All right. Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. That's what you need to be putting in your mind, right? And praying before you go. Let the Holy Spirit lead you in everything, and you should be good to go. All right. So we might have to wait a couple of weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks for the banks to get it all together. We don't know. But the things that we're seeing right now, it doesn't look like, and the way that the U.S. Treasury is really hammering Iraq right now, it definitely looks like we will have some problems exchanging. It does look like it now, because of the way what's going on with the Federal Reserve and the U.S. Treasury against the Iraqi central bank and the Iraqi banks and private sector. It looks like we will have some problems exchanging. That is coming. That looks like that's going to be a fact. So we need to pray about all these things, and then let God lead us and maneuver us through this stuff. All right. So there you guys go. And also, I know Apostle said that she saw people's dinars being confiscated. Yes, and we talked about that years ago, right? Because people have fake dinars, right? People have fake dinars, and because of all these online stores and online eBay and all these online stores and stuff like that. That's why I kept telling you guys I'm not buying. I'm not buying from eBay. We're looking at eBay for the prices and stuff, but we're not advocating anybody buy from eBay. Go to your kiosks, right? So make sure if you think you might have some fake dinars, man, go get some real. You might as well go get some real dinars from your kiosks in the mall before it's too late, So I mean, that's the smart thing to do, right? So go get a Delarue machine, or go get access to a Delarue machine at the bank. Call your bank for a Delarue machine, and then run it through a Delarue machine to make sure it's legit, right? So you can do that. Call your bank up and see if they have a Delarue machine, and then let them have a time where you can come in and run your currencies through there. Or you can go to the kiosks, buy. They're not going to let you do it unless you buy something, right? But buy some dinars. Tell them you have dinars on you. Can you run this through the Delarue machine and make sure that these are okay as well? And they should be able to do that since you're buying something, right? I don't think you can go up there and say, hey, can you run this through the Delarue machine? They probably can't do that. But if you're buying like $1,000 worth of dinars or whatever, then yeah, they'll probably most likely be able to run yours through and check to see if yours is good. Um, okay, so and also, why wouldn't I mean, if you're telling them that you're going to be selling it back, and you want to sell it back, or you want to know the price, and can they run it through the Delaware machine first to make sure it's all good, then they might do that, right? So if you're trying to sell it back, they have to run it through the Delaware machine to sell it back to make it so it's legit, that nothing spits out. That might be something you can do. You might go, hey, can I sell? I'm thinking of selling this back. You run it through Delaware machine to make sure everything is legit, and then quote me a price on the sell back. And if they say, yeah, we'll do that, I ain't got nothing else to do, I'll do that for you. Then there you go. You get a sell price, and you say, no, I'm not gonna sell it. It's too low. But you get your fiat currencies ran through the Delaware machine, right? So it might be a little trick there. It might be kind of deceiving, but it's not. It's not really deceiving. It is kind of deceiving though, and I feel kind of bad for saying that because you are going there not to sell, and some of you guys might actually sell though. You might actually sell some. Some of you guys might hold 10,000. You might need $1,000 or extra, and they might give you a nice quote of $800. But hey, let me go. Let me sell. I'm gonna go cop a couple of Jordans or something, and something real quick, or you might put it. It might say, "Yeah, I want to get some XRP before it explodes," I might want to get, something else before, or, put it in something else. Who knows, right? Who knows? Maybe you do sell it. So it's not deceiving, because some of you guys might actually sell. They quote you a good price on the dinars, right? So who knows? But either way, yes, we will have. It seems like we will have problems the way things are shaping out right now, and so let's pray against that, and let's pray that we all exchange properly, that we don't have to go to London. But a lot of people are having dreams of having to go overseas and stuff because they can't. No banks accepting the dinar in America for some strange reason, and I'm thinking that's the first couple of weeks, and then when the U.S. Treasury then lifts the sanctions off of the banks because now they're international and that the militias are now taking surrendered, then they're going to lift those sanctions out, and then everything should be okay. All right, but we never know. We just got to wait and see. Continue to pray about it and let me know what you guys have for me on that, and maybe I'll do an update video as we get closer here. If you guys didn't watch my Patreon video today, you might want to go and watch that video, man. We are getting very close. All right, peace out. God bless. I'll see you guys. But remember, a lot of people are saying dinar is going to happen this week. No, we're not going to see nothing, folks, until the militia surrender. I mean, so it doesn't really, we can get close all we want, but if the proxies and the militias do not surrender and give up their power in Iraq and the Middle East, then these countries are not going to be set free. So we got to wait till they give up their powers here and they surrender to the American forces and to the international coalition. Peace out. God bless. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.